poppin' Poke people? It's your boy Poke Perk, and today we're gonna go over the all-new Pokemon Stellar Crown pre-release Drifblim deck. Now you do get the Drifblim stamped and a bunch of energies and whatnot and everything else, but I'm gonna show you what exactly comes in this pre-constructed 40-card deck and how to use it. So let's jump up in this thing. Alright, my Poke people, before we get started, I'm going to teach you how to play at a Pokemon pre-release. So, at a Pokemon pre-release, everybody receives a build-in battle, whatever set's coming out. It comes with 4 of the set's booster packs. Now, inside of the build-in battle contains a 40-card pre-constructed deck. Now, you can interchange cards from the 4 packs that you receive inside of the build-in battle with the cards that are in the deck, but it can't exceed 40 cards. Now, in a regular Pokemon TCG deck, you have 60 cards. Pre-release is 40. Also, in a regular Pokemon TCG deck, you're only allowed to have 4 of a certain type of Pokemon, 4 of the Pokemon with the same name in one Ace spec. In pre-release, you can have as many of the same Pokemon card as you want. Besides, Ace spec is still only 1. But with that being said, also at a Pokemon pre-release, instead of 6 prize cards, you do 4 prize cards, right? 4 prize cards only for the 40-card deck. If it was a regular TCG match, you would do 6. Okay? So, just takes less time. You get 30 minutes per match, okay? So then everybody shuffles and you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you put it out there, right? Now, say just for the heck of it, I didn't pull any basic Pokemon whatsoever. Even though I did, just say I didn't, I'd have to show my opponent. It's called a mulligan. I'd have to reshuffle my hand back into the deck. And each time you mulligan, your opponent gets to draw 1 extra card for their first turn. Well, before their first turn. Now, in order to draw one of your 4 prize cards, say I have the Okidogi out, and just for the heck of it, the Ogerpon knocks out the Okidogi. You draw a prize card, they put that Pokemon in the trash. Now, in order to win, you either get all 4 of your prize cards, victory, or you knock out your opponent's Pokemon and they have no more benched Pokemon to put into the active spot, giving you the match. Now, most pre-releases give you an extra pack per win, which is kind of cool. It's not a super serious thing. It's to learn how to play the Pokemon TCG and to open the new set at least 2 weeks early. So that's pretty cool. Now let's get into the Drifblim pre-release deck and how to use it. So with the Drifblim deck, you get 4 Drifblim and you get 4 Drifloon. Now these are going to be your primary attackers, right? So Drifloon, during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 10 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. Not the best, but Drifblim, love the stamp. Everyone explode now for 1 energy, does 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each of your Drifloon and Drifblim in play. This attack also does 30 damage to each of your Drifloon and Drifblim. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. Now this seems like it might be crazy because it does 30 damage to each of them and Drifloon only has 70 HP, but you get a Moonlit Hill Stadium card. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a basic Psychic Energy card from their hand in order to heal 30 damage from each of their Pokemon. So all your Pokemon get 30 damage healed. So every time you attack, you're taking 30 damage, but you can discard 1 Psychic Energy to heal 30 damage from all your Pokemon. Meaning you can have your bench stocked full of Drifloon and Drifblim and just keep healing them every single turn. Super cool. Awesome. Next, we have our utility Pokemon being Fan Rotom, and you get 3 of them. Ability Fan Call. Once during your first turn only, you may search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. You can't use more than 1 Fan Call ability during your turn. Assault Landing. If there is no stadium in play, this attack does nothing, but you're almost always going to have a stadium in play because of Moonlit Hill and Artisan, right? So with Fan Call, search your deck for up to 3 colorless energy, brings you to your defensive Pokemon being Bouffalant. Now, you get 3 of them. This is your defensive Pokemon. It can also be your attacker if you really want it to be. As long as you have at least 1 other Bouffalant in play, all of your basic colorless Pokemon take 60 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon after applying weakness and resistance. The effect of Curly Wall does not stack, meaning just because I have 3 Bouffalant up doesn't mean that I'm going to take 180 less damage. It's always going to be 60, but only to your colorless Pokemon. So this is your defensive Pokemon, or you can be your attacker with Boundless Power, which I did use it. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack, which sucks, but you have Jet Energy in this deck. And with Jet Energy, which you get 2 of them, as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides colorless energy. So there's your energy. When you attach this card from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon, switch that Pokemon with your active Pokemon. Therefore, you can take your Bouffalant from the bench and put it into the active spot, or whatever Pokemon hasn't attacked, right? Super, super cool. And you get 2 of them. Very nice. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 psychic energies when Drifblim only needs 1 energy to attack. So you can keep discarding these and healing all day long. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4 supporter cards. 1 being Lana's Aid, which is super beneficial. Put up to 3 in any combination of Pokemon that don't have a rule box and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So now you can recycle your psychic energies or your Drifloon / Drifblim that have been knocked out already. Super cool to come in handy, beneficial. Nimona, draw 3 cards. You always want to have ample opportunities in your hand. Lacey, shuffle your hand into your deck. Then draw 4 cards. If your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, draw 8 cards instead. Super cool. Cool Restless Tenacity. Search your deck for a stadium card and an energy card. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Now, if it was me, I'd look for the Artisan, because this can help you get your Drifloon and your Bouffalant out in play if you didn't use your Rotom. Once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box and put it onto their bench. Then that player shuffles their deck. Pokemon EX and V, etc. have rule boxes. Beneficial to find the Pokemon that you need to stack your bench. Then you get a Bravery Charm to add more HP to your basic Pokemon. The basic Pokemon that this card is attached to gets 50 plus HP. I added it to Bouffalant to beef him up even more. Nest Ball. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. So guys, that's the Drifblim Bouffalant deck. Not bad at all. If you like this video, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like, subscribe to the channel with notifications, and I will see you again when I explain the next pre-release deck. Peace.